right, hope everyone's doing well. Assisted Living fans, we're talking Season 1, Episode 20, entitled Open for Business. And Lindor offers to be a helping hand around the living facility. So, before going forward in the video, make sure you take a moment to hit that like button, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. This was a pretty decent episode. It depends on how you look at it. It did have a couple of funny moments, but for the most part, I mean, it could be summed up pretty quickly. Everybody's eating dinner except for Brown and Cora, because Cora has a sip of the soup, realizes it's terrible, and convinces Mr. Brown not to eat anything either. Leah and Jeremy notice how hungry Lindor is, the fact that he seems a bit off. Nice guy, but something's off about him, some sadness within his eyes. Even Vinny points out that he was stuffing bread in his pockets, and they notice the impact he's having on Sandra in regards to like just simply asking to wash dishes. She gets up and does it. So they notice the impact that he's having on her. But on the other side of things, it turns out business is booming, because the reason Brown's ad went viral is due to the fact that a local radio station picked up the advertisement, and that's how people knew about the assisted living facility, which now that I look back, it actually makes sense due to the fact that it is like a, back of the water town they live in. So it's kind of a big deal when something is new or opening for business. So that's why a lot of people call in. It reminds me of the movie The Fighting Temptations, when Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character went back to Georgia, small town, and I remember Mike Epps was driving him from like the train station, and it was on the radio that, and welcome home. And I haven't watched The Fighting Temptations in Lord knows when, but I forgot his character name. But they were in the car, and they announced that welcome home. Yeah, Steve Harvey was the radio host. It's like, welcome home, such and such, because that's how small a town it was. So, yeah, that makes sense why the phones are ringing off the hook, and Cora and Brown were taking the phone calls while everybody else was eating. So the rest of the episode, it was great to see the renovated facility. I will say that, because now the set doesn't look like a sight for sore eyes. I just like the fact that everything's renovated. But once dinner's over and they send Philip to his room to do homework and everything before watching 1 hour of TV, and I'm like, wait, what? I think I've said this in videos before, but when it came to growing up, my sister and I, we could stay up as late as we wanted. It's just that if we missed the school bus in the morning, our parents weren't going to get off work to take us to school. So we went to bed at a semi-decent time. But overall, it was Vinny saying that, you know what, if y'all want to get involved with the situation with Lindor, you better watch out, because the sheriff's going to make things rough for you, because he's the one that has to, sign and pass the permit so we can run this facility in the first place. So basically, Vinny's thinking about the money, where Leah and Jeremy are thinking about the well-being of Lindor. So it's a matter of profit over principles. But they talk with Lindor before he goes home, and they know something isn't right. There's some form of abuse going on. The fact that for whatever reason, Lindor isn't being fed at home. And then when they are, gracious to let him come over for dinner whenever he wants to, Sandra freaks out at that, because she doesn't want him to come back again. So what happened? I feel like that's why this episode felt a bit meh to me, where the acting was good. Don't get me wrong. The acting was good. Even Vinny, when he threw in a few cuss words here and there, I didn't mind it, because it actually fit. But I think what was missing were some scenes at the dinner, because like, what if there was a scene where we saw Lindor scarfing down the food, and Sandra was a bit appalled by that, or maybe they were talking or something. And yeah, I wonder why she doesn't want him back. Is it more of the same? Why are my parents being so nice to him? I don't like this. The fact that they like him, I don't like it. So I don't like him. But then again, she was convinced to do the dishes with him. So I feel like that's something that possibly says that she likes him. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like that's probably what made this episode a bit, you know, average. Again, not bad, but it felt a bit average. So just a quick rundown. Business is booming due to a radio ad, so the phones are ringing off the hook. They got a bunch of potential customers and people who want to check out the facility. Apparently Leah couldn't cook, but as Vinny was eating it up. But then again, Vinny did say that he smokes a lot of weed, so that probably made his stomach like iron when it comes to eating that kind of food. Leah and Jeremy want to be involved in terms of helping out Lindor, and Sandra doesn't want him back. So it seems like we'll find out what's happening in the next episode. I think the next episode title is called Being a Good Citizen, but I will do my trailer breakdown in a separate video. So what would I score this episode? Again, the acting was good, but I'll give this one a 5 out of 10. Once again, it wasn't bad, but it just didn't do it for me that much. But the show is, decent. I feel like it is better than when it started. I will give it that. So it looks like we're finally getting a solid storyline now that the place is renovated and we don't have Sandra misbehaving. Now it's the mystery of, okay, so what are we going to do with this new kid? But thanks so much for tuning in. I do appreciate the support on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. And also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.